What's up, YouTube? This is Matt, and we're at Texas Toast Guitars, and you're watching another episode of Shop Talk, brought to you by me, inspired by Joy and Chad Wright. And today, we're going to talk a little bit about something that came up in a live stream, a few days ago or a few weeks ago, depending on when you're watching this. And that is something that Chris and I talk about often, which is, what's the first guitar you should build? Like, let's say you don't have any guitar building experience at all. What's the first one you should build? Always say a Telecaster. But I added a caveat in that live stream, and I said what you should do is you should go to Dan at Guitar Wood Experts, or is it Tone Wood Experts? You should go to Dan, link in the description below, and get a body blank. Let's say get an Ash one, and then go to Steve at Maximum Guitar Works and get some templates. With the off-body alignment pins and make your own body. And while you're at Steve's website, I want you to check out his necks. Now, I realize that I am I build guitars from scratch. You know, I start with piles of wood. You guys know this. We have workshops where you start with a pile of wood, but we find that we have the best luck when people start with a neck that looks like this. Okay, so let's say you have zero guitar building experience and you just want to know. This neck is from Steve at Maximum Guitar Works. It is a fully profiled, unfinished neck. It has fret slots in it. It has side dots. It has tuner holes, and it's got a heel. This one happens to be a Tele heel. I have a rosewood one here. Same deal, Tele heel, etc. But it's all done except for the finish and the frets and the nut. Now, the reason that I say start with something like this rather than start with a plank of wood and then do all the profiling is because maple is very, well, they call it hard rock maple for a reason, right? So hard rock maple is hard to machine. It's hard to get sanding scratches out of. And if what you're trying to do on your first guitar is make the best guitar you can, and you've never done one before, this is the way to go. I'm going to get a little more into the weeds with why I want you to use this. But now, maple's a great guitar neck wood. Okay, so don't hear that I'm saying don't use maple. But I'm saying that if it's your first time shaping a guitar neck, I recommend mahogany. Okay, it's just easier to do. After a while, yeah, by all means, use as much maple as you want because maple's a great guitar neck wood. But this is profiled, ready to go. You get frets and a nut on this. You could wipe some oil on it, and you could start playing your guitar. Okay, so it's easy to do, and it's going to look great. All right, so, but I want you to get the non-fretted one because that way you get to press in frets. You get to because these are blind fret slots, you get to undercut fret tangs. You get to press them in. I recommend gluing them in. If you've been to a workshop, you know what I'm talking about. You get to make your own nut. You get to fit the nut, you get to cut the nut, you get to get it set to your guitar. You get to do a lot of really important stuff that you'll do on every guitar that you build from this point forward, frets and nut, and you're guaranteed to get something good. Okay, well, provided you do all your stuff right, because this neck blank is terrific. This one happens to be a vertically oriented piece of maple. So is this one. So yeah, man. I mean, you can do a whole heck of a lot worse than this. You're gonna need some tools. Okay, so you're gonna need some fret tang nippers. You're gonna need a fret press. You're gonna need a fret hammer, something like that. You're gonna need some glue. You're gonna need some nut working tools, all that stuff. The plus though is that you're gonna use those tools every single time you make a neck in the future. So okay. So that's why I recommend that you start with something like this if it's your very, very first guitar. So there you go. That's what I was talking about. We are going to be offering some workshops, some very neck-intensive workshops in 2025. I'm not sure when you're watching this. If you're watching this in 2026, that'll already be common knowledge. But we're going to be offering a bunch of workshops coming up in 2025 that really deep dive into stuff like necks, bodies, electronics, finish, and setup. And they're just going to be a more deep dive guitar building specific parts of the guitar that you can just kind of just you jump in and know nothing, and you'll do lots and lots and lots of stuff. But that's down the road, so don't ask me yet because I'm still trying to figure it out in my tiny little brain. All right, gang, if you got something out of this episode, buy a t-shirt, use our link below. And remember, this is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that if you're so smart, start your own YouTube channel. That's what I did. We'll see you next time, guys. Have a great week.
I wanna play my guitar the only way